and let us all do we can to build a better future.
You ever heard the phrase white knight? Yeah, I know. It's one of these, it's when somebody who hasn't touched grass for a very long time and tries to defend their favorite lady online, thinking that they might get lucky. Newsflash, it ain't going to happen. She don't want to date you. And Jacobin decided to write an article. Jacobin decided to be a white knight, but guess what? AOC. 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 She won't date you. She won't date you. Because apparently Jacobin wants to say AOC and the squad's list of left-wing accomplishments is quite long. Wow. It's tough being a member of the squad. You got the name wrong in the first place there, buddy, because the squad was a nickname given by Nancy to them as a kick down, not as a boost up. Once the darlings of the American left, the group of progressive socialist House members that includes AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and Jamal Bowman, and others are as likely to be savage these days from the left as they are from the right. Popularly, see, they want to talk about us. Popular YouTube commentators regularly denounce them as sellouts, as they are, as we should call them sellouts. Protesters interrupt their meetings, calling them warmongers. They're talking about you, Jose Vega. They're talking about you. And even committed socialists question what the point of the squad has been. They're talking about Kashama Sawant, calling out how AOC and the squad, remember, they abandoned Nina Turner for both her elections. They've ignored Force to Vote. They ignored March for Medicare for All. They ignored the 3-day General Strike Summit meeting. They also didn't do anything for the fight for $15 minimum wage increase. They said the Biden-Harris administration has exceeded expectations. The kids are still in cages. Americans are struggling day in, day out. Inflation is impacting our lives. Prices are going up. We got money for war. No student debt forgiveness. No Medicare for all. Yeah. The lion's share of this ire has been trained on Representative AOC, who's faced relentless criticism since winning office from all sides, sometimes over substantive issues, once failing to show up for an Amazon union rally and casting a vote that denied railroad workers the ability to strike, sometimes over remarkably petty ones. Again, like when she got faked arrested. Yeah, people should call her out. Hey, by the way, Jacobin, anything happened with Roe v. Wade? Oh, that's right. Nothing's being done, right? Oh, right. Whose administration did it happen under? Oh, that's right, Biden's. And this is a middle finger right here to all those activists. I remember you people saying, we're going to be out on the streets all day, every day, if Roe v. Wade dies under Trump. You suckers show me crap. Much of this was crystallized in a recent critical analysis of AOC's record in New York Magazine by Freddie Dore, who charged that she had drifted from radical outsider to establishment liberal. Yeah, she is, making mere token gestures of resistance to solidify the illusion that she is a gadfly, and argued that her and the rest of the squad's entry into Congress has entirely been fruitless. Yes, but this is a hard to square with both closer analysis of AOC and the squad's record, and was picture painted by progressive groups and unions that work with them. Have they occasionally fallen short? Yeah, buddy, they have. But the reality of the squad's accomplishments and movement importance is far more positive than the one-dimensional gloomy narrative that has become popular in some corners of the left. A tremendous win. Are you talking about her first win? Oh, wow. Great. For example, one successful 2019 amendment. That's all you got. That cut $5 million from Drug Enforcement Administration budget in treatment programs for the opioid crisis. Wow. What? And then, of course, she managed to get her repeal of the 1998 Fair Clause Amendment. No, still doesn't change anything. You got one thing from 2019. Sometimes AOC and the squad have made contributions to blocking legislation instead of passing it. Okay, they block things. Have they fought for anything? When the time came to reauthorize the Patriot Act, many sunset provisions in 2019, according to Vitka, Tlaib served as the one key organizer of the congressional letter signed by 20 House Democrats, including herself. Okay, so they signed a letter. The end result, Section 215 and two other controversial provisions finally expired. Oh, wow. So in other words, they only got 2 done. And then when Nancy's Speaker of the House pulled the reauthorization bill, realized the opposition for progressive Democrats and Freedom Caucus Republicans meant the votes weren't there. The reason why she probably pulled it wasn't because of the squad. It was because of the Freedom Caucus. This is a tremendous win. Anti-imperial assets. I'm not reading through this. Nah, don't give me that crap, Jacobin. Regime change wars and coups taking place. Migration crisis. Hey, AOC is visiting Brazil and other Central and South American countries right now. Nico, I hope you get a chance to call her out. What a viral video that would have been. All right, so she's talking about all this stuff, anti-imperial assets. Then how come we're in Ukraine? What's going on there, AOC? How come you voted for the Iron Dome, AOC? Meanwhile, AOC and the squad are uniquely responsive to unions. Oh, no. I mean, she had time to show up for the Actors and Writers Guild union strike. By the way, the Writers Guild has been now on strike, I think, for 3.5 months now. Show of hands, how many of you even knew that was still happening? Green New Deal, all of this crap. Jesus, this is a white knight article. I need somebody to be a cuck. I need somebody to do a good thing. Okay, so look, check this out. Resisting despair. AOC and the rest of the squad are elected officials. There's any number of criticisms of their time in Congress that are fair, reasonable, and necessary, including over key votes they've been on the wrong side of. Times they failed to stand with unions, and their failure, as promised, fully take advantage of the leverage they had under the Democrats' forming slim House majority. But they were never going to do anything, man. Buddy, who wrote this article? Who wrote this article again? Who wrote this article? Branko Marcetic. I'm going to call you Branny. Branny, listen, buddy, sit down. They screwed up with everything, man. They're never going to fight, even when they have a majority. They're never going to fight. Left-wing scrutiny of the squad, and particularly Representative AOC, has steadily veered into from constructive criticism and need pressure to that kind of cathartical vitriol, one of that magnifies the ways they've fallen short while saying nothing of their accomplishments nor the usefulness to activist and workers' movements. Well, because they keep on selling out to us. Let's have democracy in the chat. Type 1 if you think, our criticism of the squad is just being mean and hurting their feelings. Type 2, no, goddammit, drag them through the coals. Sometimes you suspect the more unfair critics have taken their anger and frustration at the conservative corporate-controlled political system which they have to operate and simply redirected at the Congresswoman herself. Well, that's because, guess what? AOC's got time to go to Met Gala events. AOC has time to be on the cover of Vanity Fair and all this other BS. She ain't fighting for us. What's at stake isn't the feelings of one member of Congress or even the squad's career, but the health of the socialist and broader progressive movements. But DSA has voted to remain to become a branch of the Democratic Party, which means nothing's going to fundamentally change. Nothing. The left pessimism embodied by the New York Magazine's profile, which argues explicitly that socialists have nothing to show for 5 years, and they don't, of electoral victories, and the whole experiment should be abandoned, is a recipe for despair, apathy, and in the end, demobilization, which may have been having a trickle-down effect. They've done that themselves. The failure of the Justice Democrats, the failure of Brand New Congress, the failure of Our Revolution, the failure of DSA, the failure of all these activist groups, Me Too, Time's Up, Black Lives Matter, all that shit. Remember that the whole BS with the kids in cages? The kids are still in cages. No wonder there's burnout. No wonder people ain't supporting the Democrats or the quote-unquote progressives in the Democratic Party. So what can we take away from this? When you got cheerleaders like Kyle or Jank constantly going to bat for the Democrats, you got to wonder what's going on in their head. So shout out to Dirtbag Leftists, the Willie Bragg Show, for finding this little gem here, because we need to cheer ourselves up. Watch Jimmy drag Kyle through the streets. And by the way, folks, it was cool hanging out with Jimmy Dore at Zany's in Chicago when he was here, because he gave me his full opinion about what he really thought. And again, it's point for point what he just told me in Chicago, what he's going to say in this video.
So remember all those old jokes about blondes being dumb because their hair bleach seeps in through their scalp and into their
Yes.
brain. I think it's time to stop making those jokes. We should stop making those jokes, Kurt, and start researching this very real medical problem.
Yeah. The lighter it gets, the worse it gets.
It's kind of unbelievable. Blonde Kyle does make a fair point, though. For example, if you're a huge AOC fan like I am, you know Democrats are a trillion times better on important issues like sunscreen.
And Kyle's using the good kind.
I'm mostly impressed with how Crystal in this, right?
Yeah.
Because she's a successful working mom who still finds time to homeschool Kyle.
Looking at this picture here, I don't want to interrupt Jimmy too much on this, but looking at this picture here, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. But Crystal looks like a special needs teacher, and Kyle looks like he's someone who's very special. I'm going to hell. I'm sorry. Don't worry. I know where I'm going when I pass away. And this time I'm not going to do any kind of presto redeem arc. Just full embrace. Full embrace, man. I'm just saying. Maybe I'm being too mean, but whatever.
Which is amazing. A zillion billion times better. Wow, Kyle, that's a lot of times. Yeah, and also Trump is really bad, and then we went to Legoland, and then I got my booster, and then I got ice cream.
Ice cream.
Gosh, Kyle, it sounds like you had a big boy day today. I see you got your hair colored too. I like turtles.
Kyle turned into the I Like Turtles
He
kid.
turned into the I Like Turtles kid. I should have put that video in there. Crystal seems to be in the background saying, as if to say, I'm proud of you, sweetie. You worked hard on your speaking assignment and showed a lot of improvement. Okay, time for your...
I see in the live stream chat, some are laughing, some aren't. And you know what? I'm sorry. It's just Kyle. Kyle is just, I don't know what happened to that boy. Something happened to him. Something had to have happened.
Bad.
Healthy praise.
I wonder if Crystal approves of his vaping. Do you think she leaves it alone, or does she gently nag him with the WEF style nudges? You know, like does she close his bank account down until he collapses and stops vaping? I can't wait for Kyle to team up with AOC on TikTok and address the important issues of Europe having better quality hair dye than us.
Shout out to Gray Walker, joined third party, who says, and Semper Fidelis, my brother, marriage makes you stupid, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Something happened to Kyle. Something had to have happened. Again, that's one of the squad's water boys right there. Because he'll never challenge the system. And I want to pull up this video here. Again, just one last final segment. Shout out again to Dirtbag Leftist, the Willie Bragg Show, for posting this on Phoenix, also known as Twitter. I call Twitter Phoenix. I'm not going to call it X. I'm not going to call it Twitter. I'm going to call it Phoenix.
Kyle Kalinske used to talk like me, and we used to be on the same. And then something happened. I don't know what. It's a mystery. It's a real mystery.
Whatever it is would turn your hair white if you knew. I think it's important to show because it's the craziest transformation I've seen in
that's
a
why.
lot of crazy transformations, but that one
is the craziest.
It's stark when you can actually make a video where you're beating yourself up.
Wow.
How is he in the past refuting himself in the future without a sci-fi explanation? That pussy can't do that alone.
I'll push back a Kurt. Sometimes, man, you know, Crystal could have that A game. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. Maybe she has grade A Alpha Prime Punani. I'll let you decide. You, the audience. But hey, that's what Kyle's one of the biggest cheerleaders for the squad. Who knows? Who knows? Indeed. I mean, it could be a lot of things. It could be it. Jamie Teisel is saying APP, the Alpha Prime Punani, the grade A Alpha Prime Punani. I don't know. It could be it. I don't know. Something had to have happened. Maybe Kyle saw the dollar signs, or maybe he's really stupid. Who knows? Who knows? It's one of those mysteries. Can I solve this mystery? I don't think I can. But criticism towards the squad is warranted. Criticism towards the elected leaders that we have in office is warranted. And you know what? It's not the spare corporate media, Jacobin, or everybody else. It's called anger. And people have every right to be angry, and righteously so.